make yourself more than just a man. If you devote yourself to an ideal, then you become something else entirely.
Why are we meeting here? Everyone knows he's attracted to shadows. Relax. The Batman thinks we split Gotham months ago. He dismantled my operation brick by brick. Took down all my men single-handedly. I can't even sleep nights.
So from this small scene we can confirm that Batman still does fight the same crime he did during the 3 years but off-screen. And that all of those villains are scared of him.
A mercenary. Volunteered for some physical enhancements in a secret lab deep in the Amazon.
That description fits Bane the most since that is where Bane is from. I cannot think of any other villain it could be.
Meet Bane.
That is an interesting look for Bane. It looks like someone who is a mercenary. Now I assume he will turn big when he fights Batman. I do not know yet if he even has super strength without the venom.
Just because he wears a mask doesn't make him some kind of Superman.
Looks like we got a Easter egg. That being Superman mentioned. But for now we do not know if the series has Superman in their Earth. Do you remember the circle-like machine I mentioned in the first episode? Batman is using it in this scene. But it appears he is using it to test out a new camera system. It seems he is testing out large mechanical arms that respond to the movement of those gloves. We are all thinking a robot, so it most likely is a Batbot.
Let's get that bandaged.
Merely a flesh wound. I do believe my military medical training has equipped me to deal with such injuries.
Since this series aired on a channel that censors violence, we do not see the red mark on Alfred's arm. You can tell this is the case by his "merely a flesh wound" quote.
And that would be for...
Dunno yet, but it sure is cool. If only the engineers at Wayne Industries knew their cutting-edge tech was being used to assist the Batman.
So Batman has his company secretly make him tech that he eventually applies to his own bat tech. Guess this reminds me of Batman Begins. I do wonder how he gets the tech from the building to the Batcave without anyone in the company figuring out where their tech is. They would wonder who buys them, only to realize no one does. So this answers our question from earlier. Bane has super strength even while in normal form. Guess we still need to find out if he turns big.
The Batwave.
So on the machine he is using, he has two screens. One is for music apparently, and the other is a miniature Batwave. I can tell it is a miniature not only by the size but also the text being much different from the one we saw in episode 1. In episode 1 I mentioned that he has multiple entrances and exits all throughout Gotham. This one is a different one than the one in episode 1. I can only remember a total of 3 different ones. He may have more of them.
An armored car assault by an unknown masked assailant.
Masked?
Maybe the Batman decided being a vigilante didn't pay.
Yin is not very good at this apparently. By now Gotham knows the Batman is real and what he looks like. So if the computer says unknown mask, then it is obviously not Batman.
Fight for your life!
Batman's fast movement here supports my claim about this Batman being overpowered in a good way. He had the full fight in complete control to the point that Bane did not stand a chance.
Opponent you will ever face.
So we now know that Bane can turn big. Based on the atmosphere of the series, this design for him works. I am aware of the comic design, but that would look odd in the series.
Go on, flee!
We know that Bane is basically the size of Hulk at this point and also extremely strong. The fact that Batman was able to make him fall few steps back from that kick really shows how strong Batman is. They colored his explosive pellets yellow instead of the black and blue. I think this is due to the fact that this is still early in the series. It was easier to animate them as yellow. For the rest of the series they are the correct color. That being black and blue. A normal human or even a weightlifter would not have survived that throw. The fact that Batman actually still survives this is enough to show how strong Batman is. And yes, it is shocking for Batman to get this injured this early on in the series. It is to show that Batman still needs to improve.
Alfred, need pickup.
Batman has the communication device on his belt instead of the cowl. He may end up adding it later or never at all. I am guessing it will be added to that cowl, as that slot in the belt could be used for another item. Considering how long the cape of Batman is and the distance from him and the cops along with the noise he made, it is odd that the cops never noticed. I assume it was pure plot armor. Alfred casually carrying a very heavy Batman really shows that he is not just a butler but a military-trained butler. Oh, and also basically Batman's dad. That entrance is the same one we saw in episode 1 but different from the one earlier. Also, on autopilot the Batmobile can activate the doors to the entrance on its own. In episode 1 we saw Batman click a button on the touch screen to activate it.
Merely a flesh wound.
This quote is an obvious one. It is Batman saying the quote Alfred said earlier. But of course this is not the case and Alfred knows this.
Someone's here for you, son.
Is this Jim Gordon? I think based on the hair that this is Jim Gordon, and based on his mustache it is the 1900s. Which would mean that present day in the series is 2000 to 2010.
Oh, Master Bruce, I am so very sorry. I can never replace them. But I promise you, I will never, ever leave your side.
Alfred 100% kept that promise and has never left Bruce. I also really like the music. It really fits with the emotional tone of the scene. Not sure how much time has passed, but the scene really shows how fast and smart Batman is at making all of that technology. And remember, he is also injured.
Oh, very well then. Let's get to work, shall we?
This scene shows many things. By this point Batman has little to no energy due to building all of that tech that's near him. Even though Alfred does not want to lose Bruce, he will always keep his promise to never leave Bruce's side. That Batbot looks absolutely amazing. The color scheme and the entire design fit with the series, but it also looks extremely advanced. Bane is going to lose this fight one way or another because Batman is ready.
According to Batwave, all systems go.
Based on just the words alone, they do not actually make sense. But we do get the general idea. The Batbot can scan an opponent to see what they are made of. This is just the inside of the Batbot and how he controls it. The suit has a dome-like structure in the head area. The front of the dome is the screen. We also see that he uses upgraded versions of the gloves he had been testing in the first scene. The bigger and heavier the object is, the harder it is to move. An example would be the Jaegers in the Pacific Rim movie. Batman has solved this issue because his Batbot is extremely maneuverable for its size. Once again showing how intelligent Batman is, and let's not forget Alfred helping him build it. This is the first time and in a rush that Batman built the Batbot. He did not have time to test it and make upgrades to it. So it becomes obvious that there would be things in it that would break during the fight. I was wondering what the equipment on the back of the Batbot was. It was a thruster system for flight. Based on the color and the way the heat comes out of the thruster system, it is the same blue energy that the Batmobile uses. The Batbot may be one of the most advanced tech Batman has, but it was built in a rush. That is why he did not have time to research and make new stronger metal for the Batbot. I am sure that he will upgrade the Batbot off screen so that it does not get damaged.
Dispatch, cancel backup, just the ambulance.
Ethan Bennett is the only cop who actually respects Batman and knows that he is just trying to do the right thing. They both want to protect Gotham. And this is all while not knowing that his best friend Bruce is Batman. Here we see what is keeping Batman stable during the entire fight. It appears to be rings that are connected to the back of the Batbot. I guess they wanted to go with something other than a seat. This is an interesting way to end the fight. In a battle of muscle, it was the brains that won the fight. I am honestly happy with this result.
Alfred, need pickup.
Oh, right away, sir.
Even though this is towards the end of the episode and we are not supposed to think about it. How would Alfred get both Bruce and the Batbot to the Batcave without anyone noticing? We have not seen any kind of Batwing or Bat helicopter.
So, the Batman returns.
Her quote, "The Batman returns," is a reference to 3 different things. The obvious being the series called The Batman. The second being the comic and movie The Dark Knight Returns. The third being the 1992 movie Batman Returns.
Time changes nearly everything, but the mission and the legend of the Batman lives on.